Hey everybody, hope your day is going well. We are back with another reaction. We're checking out a video on the You Can't Unhear This YouTube channel. We've been checking out some of these videos before, learning a little bit about, certain tracks, some ghost vocals or solos, all these little things, just fun facts to know. And, sometimes you forget about them, but it's just, I love learning more about the Beatles, kind of been obsessed with their music as of late, since discovering them. And A Day in the Life is, of course, a great song, a fan favorite, I imagine, I think. To be honest, it's not one of the ones that I'm currently like obsessed with, like I'm listening over and over and over and over. There's many songs that I do, but I did listen to it the other day, and then I came to this video and I said, there was one line in it that suddenly struck me. I don't even know if I interpreted that way in my original reaction about, when John Lennon says he blew his mind out in the car, he didn't notice that the lights has changed. And I was suddenly struck by this. And I don't think that was their intention at all. Because I went to Genius right now before recording this video, see if they meant that interpretation. And it wasn't mentioned. There were some other interpretations, different ones by John and Paul, of that line. And I was thinking about some of my friends, or people who kind of give up in life, uh, and they didn't notice that the light has changed. You don't know when light is gonna come around, in your life. It might turn green all of a sudden, and if you don't notice that, and you decide to step out of life, you don't know what you've missed. So to me, that was kind of, oh wow, that's profound in that way. If you interpret it in that way, just based on personal experience. Of course, you know if you literally don't notice lights change at a stop, you could get into an accident. I think that was kind of the thing that John Lennon was thinking about, maybe because of a friend, I don't know. But to me, it was like, whoa, that's how great writing it can kind of go in different directions, and each of us can kind of have like a different interpretation. But yeah, that kind of blew my mind at the time when I was listening to it yesterday. All right, long intro. Sorry. Let's check this out.
A Day in the Life is often considered the Beatles' masterpiece, the pinnacle of their musical career. There is so much to discuss about this song, so many intricate pieces and layers, and many interesting oddities and anomalies, like the serendipitous alarm clock that rings at 2 minutes 18 seconds. Or Mal Evans counting the bars in the background during the orchestral buildup. Or the stools.
That's Mal Evans? Okay, I've read his book. It came out years after his passing, of course. Yeah, kind of a tragic story, huh? Mal Evans. Yeah, Day in the Life, like I said, it's a fan favorite, considered, they have many masterpieces. It's just impossible to almost name one. And I'm obsessed with so many Beatles songs. And like I said, it's like I know fans love this one so much, and I love it, but not as much as some people do, but I guess that's fine, right? We all like what we like.
Squeaking during the famous final piano chord.
Oh,
but for the purposes of this video, there's a mystery that has perplexed some of the most die-hard Beatles fans for decades. And as a fair warning, once I point it out, you cannot unhear this. The mystery.
And I didn't even point out the vocal debate about A Day in the Life that we were going to watch this video. See, I was so entranced with my own voice that I didn't even get to the point in this video. I didn't know there was a vocal debate. We're going to find about this right now. Welcome to A Day in the Life.
Occurs right after Paul McCartney sings this line.
Found my way upstairs and had a smoke, and somebody spoke and I went into a dream.
Funny enough, that line, along with John's I'd Love to Turn You On, contributed to the song being initially banned by the BBC for allegedly promoting drug use. How times have changed. Anyway, let's keep going and listen to the part in question. While you're listening, try to picture in your head who is singing this part.
Yo, at first my instant reaction was, "Oh, this is John," and then when it go in the it's like, "Ooh, that's like almost like Paul." Wait a second. Wait a second. It's happening.
For over 50 years, there has been a debate raging about who
Really?
is actually singing this part. Is it Paul McCartney or is it John Lennon? If you search this topic on the internet, you will find tons of
No
threads
way.
and
Oh.
polls and comments about this.
See, that's the stuff that I love. I love, going into forums and stuff and kind of speculating about whatever it is, the topic, whether it's some type of book plot or movie plot. But this is cool. Oh man, I missed this. I look 2000. I've been missing out on 50 years of conversation, almost 60. Um, yeah, like in the beginning of the vocal, to me, it was instantly, oh, my first thought is John. Perhaps your first thought is not always wrong, and then the more it sounded, the more it started to sound like Paul. But I guess this part of the psychedelic era of the Beatles, and where they keep us on our toes, in many, many, many ways. I don't know. Is the jury still out on this, or is it actually known? So we have 532 votes on John, which was my first thought, just because of the sound. But then it started to sound like Paul. But then it was, I don't know, it was me who time traveled, after 200 years of musical vocal lessons. I don't know. Wow, John and Paul. Okay, that could definitely be the case too. Don't know. These guys, they don't know. They went for the safe option. Don't know.
Comments about this debate. It's almost like the infamous dress meme from a few years ago, where people simply perceive.
Oh, I
totally
remembered it. I
different
totally
things.
forgot about this. What was the thing about this again? I forgot. All right. It was like, so that was pointless. So this debate is also pointless then? Oh, that's the beauty of the internet. We can do pointless things all day.
Even if only one option is factually correct. And here, it does sound like it could be either Paul or John singing here. So who is it? Thanks to the fact that this was recorded on multi-track tapes, we can actually listen to the isolated vocal part, which might be most revealing of all. Or not.
Wow. It starts off as John to me, and then it morphs into Paul somehow. No. I mean, my instant thought is John. I don't know, but then it's messing with my mind now. Dude. We don't need any drugs anymore. We just listen to the Beatles and you get this psychedelic experience.
What makes it so hard to figure out is in part because of the vocal effects. In particular, the heavy reverb, which was generated in Abbey Road's famous echo chamber, a physical room in which microphones and speakers were placed to bounce audio around and route it back to the mixing deck.
That's how you do it.
It could be added into a track.
That's cool.
But back to the mystery of who's singing the Oz. Let's look to the evidence on both sides.
Hey. Respect on doing the percussion, with the cigarette in your mouth, Ringo. Here too. Hey, Paul on the. That was a day in the life, huh? Man, now it's killing you in many ways, financially too. You get a pack of smokes, boy. Costs you an arm and a leg.
Part of Paul's section of the song.
And a lung.
In between John's verses and the two famous orchestral buildups, some fans have gone as far as to analyze the multi-track tapes and compare Paul's vocals to other songs like Lovely Rita. or I Want to Tell You.
I've got time.
And admittedly, I can hear a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
On the other hand, though, there are parts of the section that sound very much like John's trademark, slightly nasal, slightly raspy vocal range, which you can hear clearly on songs like Mother from John's solo album Plastic Ono Band. To deepen the mystery, two very important Beatles-related engineers, Jeff Emmerich, who was present during the Sgt. Pepper's sessions, and Giles Martin, son of George Martin and the lead producer of the Sgt. Pepper's Remix project in 2017, have both specifically claimed that John is singing the Oz.
Well, if they singing it, I mean,
So what
settled?
do you think? Does it sound more like John or more like Paul? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel. You can't unhear this.
Yeah, for sure. Great channel. This was a fun video. I mean, it does sound like John. My instant, and I'm a newbie, right, when it comes to the Beatles. But I the beginning really sound, and then when you start to doubt yourself, you go, oh, maybe. But it's just perhaps our mind playing tricks on us. I don't know. But these are just fun to do, and yeah, it was great to watch. But that echo chamber is really cool, huh? With the software nowadays, just click of a button, but actually, that's the way to do it, man. It's just really cool. Um, yeah, yeah, it is a great, great song. Of course, musically, there's so many intricacies to it, lyrically too, vocally. Uh, so yeah, each time I listen to it, and that's the good thing about it too, and about many songs by them. Each time you listen to, I get a new nugget of kind of insight or wisdom, even if that wasn't their intention. Um, and that's nice about it. I don't want it all in one go. I don't want all the possible interpretations or knowledge in one listen or two listens or three or even 10. But every time you go back and you find something new and you love it more, right? And you get some kind of seasons in your Beatles journey, and then you gravitates towards certain albums or certain songs or certain sounds that they had, whether it's more the experimental side or more the rock and roll, or now you're gravitating towards Paul a little more, or to John, or to Ringo's drumming, or to George's insights and some of his Eastern philosophy coming into play, which I love very much. Yeah, I think you go through things in life, and then that can correlate or correspond to a certain Beatles song, which is nice. Yeah, I mean, I love them. Thank you for checking this out with me. Have a great day. Goodbye.